What's up, my geeks? Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine, and we are here at CES 2026. We're at the Venetian lower level. Now, we just got done doing the upper level, and it was amazing. We had a lot of great new stuff, including AI dartboards and AI bug repellent and AI. You get the idea. So we are in the downstairs area. This is a place where startups come to grow. Simple as that. It's all over the United States, all over the world for that matter, where you see great, cool items, new, fresh items, and might see some new technologies and some companies that you will start to get to know the names because they'll become very popular. We've seen that happen in the past. I've talked to many companies. One in particular is Shocks, when it used to be Aftershocks. I remember when they started their crowdfunding and getting their product out. Now I see bus drivers and I see people walking the halls with Shocks headsets on because the bone conduction can keep your ears free from whatever. And now we're going to find the next company that's going to be doing that, the next Shocks or the next Bug Labs or the next everything. Right now, where we are, we're over by the France facility. A lot of foreign companies here, down in the lower level, the Venetian, excuse me. But we also saw some stuff in the upper area, which you did see some of those videos as we went in that last one. So go ahead, if you haven't done so, go ahead, subscribe, and check out all the other videos. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you know when the next video comes out. But we're gonna go until the batteries die, kind of, on this. And we're gonna see if we can find any kind of new, any kind of awesome technology that you guys have to see. So let's get started. All right, we're here at the Modue booth, and they've got a Kickstarter right here. It is a modular panel which allows you to put on whatever you need onto your desktop. As a content creator, I use things like Stream Decks all the time. So having something modular is something that I find very exciting because you can basically disconnect this, move this over, bring this back, slide this on, click it on, and it connects back up into the whole system here. Now, there's some software that you then put onto the computer that figures out each of the modules. So you could have sets of buttons, you could have multiple sliders, you can have jog wheels. It's just a display. Okay. So basically, if I wanted to, let's say I have these buttons right here, I put the buttons here, and then I put the slider here. So now I can program this screen to actually be what these buttons are. So like if it's like up, down, left, right for the buttons, then I can see an up, down, left, right picture onto there. But let's take a look at the back really quick. First of all, the side, there's the connection module, which is all magnetic. And then on the back, it's a simple USB. I noticed that there's only one USB on the main module, so that has to be the constant, right? Okay. But then you can then put up to, was it 16 modules?
16, yeah.
Yeah, 16 modules onto this thing. So I could have a ton of buttons, I could have a ton of dials, I could have a ton of sliders, and I can make this exactly what I want to. It's $500 and you get a set of 4. You can choose whichever ones you want. And then, of course, you can add to it, like I said, up to 16 modules per connection. So if you have like 2 or 3 computers, you can have 2 or 3 sets of modules. And I'm guessing that these are the basic ones right now, and there'll be more modules as time goes on. So it's all in pre-order right now. And the website is over at modue.com, MODUE.com. Great item. I know I'll be keeping an eye on it and taking a look at it. And maybe we'll get one in the shop and see how that works. Okay, we know that NASs are not new, but NASs are getting smarter and better, of course, with AI inside of here. And this is one of the cases. This is called Zettlab AI NAS. And NAS is network attached storage. So basically we have hard drives in this one. This is a 4-bay. We've got a 6-bay over there. And you'll be able to put all of your memories, your pictures, your videos. I have a couple different NASs that hold years worth of videos, for example, and they're starting to get old. And I need to put them into drives that not only can organize, but they can also detect. So if I have some video that I did on 2012. All of a sudden, I used it, let's say in 2021, to point back to this video. And so I copied that video. So now it's sitting over here. This a system like this would be able to detect that I have 2 copies of that same video onto the NAS. And so it could say, hey, what do you want to do with it? Do you want to get rid of it? Do you want to keep it or whatever? We have the ability to do a lot of different things. And you notice that there's a panel right here. So if I'm done at the end of the day and I need to transfer all my video storage, I can pop the card out of the camera, put it right here, and then copy it over to the NAS. On the back here, it looks like we have basic connections to set it up for a computer, like an HDMI, couple of USB ports, network. It's a 1 gig network. Yeah. 1 gig network, but there are two network ports back here. The second one is 2.5 gigabits. You can connect it up for redundancy right here. Now the Zettlab's D4, they have the D4, and then they have the D6, which is over here. They also have a D6 Ultra and a D8 Ultra, which has 8 drives to it. You get the concept there. We'll go back to the D4 really quick. Maximum RAM is 16 gigabytes. You can, and of course, it's LPDDR4 RAM. The processor inside is an RK3588 with 8 cores with 6 TOPS NPU. So if you're doing anything AI-based, then this can handle that, of course. It's doing JBOD, it's doing basic RAID 0, 1, 5, 6, and 10. And it can do a maximum storage of up to 100 terabytes. But if you get the Zettlab's D8 Ultra, that goes up to 200 terabytes. And of course, they have the USB in the back. So however you need to connect up your storage to your computer, to your cards, it has the ability to do that. This one starts at $429, goes up from there, and you can check that out. This won an innovation award. In fact, you can see that right there. So congratulations to Zettlab. And I'm looking for a new NAS storage, so maybe we'll get this into the studio and do a couple reviews on it. We're here at Subtle, and these are called Voicebuds. That's this thing right here. And from what I understand, these headphones basically, and I don't know how we'll be able to transfer that into the video, but the idea is once you put these into your ear and you're doing like a transcribing or anything like that, it's only going to hear your voice. So if somebody comes close to you and tries to speak while you're speaking, it's only going to hear you. It's using all mics and it's using machine learning to learn your voice. So do you have to train it a little bit? No training. No training whatsoever. Awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little demonstration as best as we can. I'm assuming he's going to be putting up a speech-to-text app.
Y'all can make as much noise as you want, and we're going to see if it just hears me. You ready? Here we go. So I can be in Tyler's face talking way louder than he is, and it's still going to pick up only his voice, even though I'm right here. And
what?
So that's like, what the heck? I'm going to play it back.
Okay.
What you're going to hear first.
You're going to hear the raw audio, and then you're going to hear the voice. So I got a speaker up to my head.
I can be in Tyler's face talking way louder than he is, and it's still going to pick up only his voice, even though I'm...
Now it only hears me, even though there's people yelling in my ears.
There we go. Listen.
Regardless of my volume, it captures his voice and nothing else.
Very nice. It's available for pre-order for $199
Shipping this spring.
and ships this spring. This is the Subtle Voicebuds, and you can get it over at subtle.com, subtle.co, and you can subtle on from there. I always say geek on, they say subtle on. So geek out and subtle on. Pizza. I already ate, but I smell pizza. I already ate, but I smell pizza. I already ate. I smell pizza. All right, check out this. It's a power wheelchair, and most of the power wheelchairs you might see might be big and bulky. This one has hybrid mobility to it. It bridges the gap between manual and power wheels. It's called Soul Mobility, and it's the first hybrid mobility system, all-active wheelchair for wheelchair users, of course. So it's got the Power Flex and the manual wheelchair. So you can put a wheelchair in there and turn it into a power chair, from what I understand from this. So, but basically, it's also a very foldable design. So if you're doing a lot of traveling, getting on planes, then this is something that can be put into the plane and not take up too much space from there. It's got an 8-axle position that facilitates the ability to fine-tune their center of gravity. They have ride height adjustments. They have 6 adjustment settings that allow for PFX to be set the same ride height, feel, and footprint as a manual chair configuration altogether. So they have hand rim folding camber adjustments. I think that's this right here. So if you don't need that, because that's one thing I always hate with chairs is having these handlebars. Because if I can move this out of the way, if I need to use this chair, then I have the ability to do that, and then of course have the controls right here to do whatever. So it's got a drop. That's the drop down joystick mount. So that's very adjustable for whatever you need, and multiple heights and many more. It's $9,300. It's available on spinlife.com. If you want to find out more, go over to soul-mobility.com and then find this out for the Soul Mobility Hybrid Mobility Wheelchair. What's really funny is I've been seeing people walk around with this contraption on as I'm going through the halls of the Lower Venetian in Eureka Park. This is a company called Dephy, D-E-P-H-Y, and it's basically a power walk system that helps you, less muscles and more work, I guess, and let AI do all the work for all your walking. So it'd probably be perfect for me at CES since I do so much walking, alleviate some of the pains and aches that happen in my travel right here. So it looks like we got a battery unit up here that detaches, and then of course the power unit from there. And then this is a fake foot. Don't worry about that. But the whole idea is that it wraps around from the shoe up until the calf and allows you to do all the walking. We've got somebody wearing it right over here, so I'm just gonna kind of do this so they can see that. So how much does it help you walk?
Pretty much. I mean, I've been doing CES for the whole week, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still standing and walking.
You're still standing? Yeah? Good job. So she's been doing this all week. So think of it if you're an EMT person, a nurse or something like that, or somebody that needs to do a lot of walking in different situations that have your legs be less fatigued, then something like this is perfect for you. It's $4,500 for the entire thing right here. That includes the shoe. So you're probably going to have to tell them your size on your shoe, which I don't think that's a big deal. But then you get the battery. And then, of course, if you need any extra batteries or anything like that, you'll have to go to their website to find out more. It's defy.com. It's DEPHY.com to defy the physics of your feet. And that's pretty cool. Next up, we have the shoe steamer. Have you ever had dirty shoes? I've had dirty shoes. I actually have some shoes that I can throw into the washer. And there are some brands that do that. But let's say you just got a dirty pair of shoes. He doesn't have any dirty shoes here, but you come back from CES and you just want to wash the shoes. They look a little mucky or whatever. That's where the shoe steamer will come in. Water goes back here. This is where that's going to be that's a control panel up there. This is a prototype, by the way. So control panel up here, water goes in here, and then I'm guessing there'll be steam up here, so you don't want to block that vent. You go ahead, you open up the door. Go ahead and do that. And of course, you put your shoes in here. This is all water-based. There is no chemicals. There is no cleaning of supplies. There is no fragrance supplies, no nothing. All this does is it steams your shoes. And the idea is the steam will start to lift grime and dirt off the soles, off the sides, and start dripping it down into the tray, which you then can remove and clean out from there. But it comes back if you've got white shoes, if you've got cream color shoes, a moccasin style shoe. Look at that. They've tested on all the fabrics, leather, suede, anything, even like this regular style walking or running shoe. You'll be able to get it as clean as possible. Of course, tears and holes are a different story, yes, wear and tear. But the whole idea is that they'll look good when you're out on the CES show floor. And it's called Shoe Care. It's not out yet. They're taking pre-orders now. $699 for the shoe steamer. You can set it right next to your washer dryer and clean out your shoes. And of course, you'll need to let it set. And then there are dry cycles in here. So let's say you just came home and it was raining outside. You want to get your shoes all dried up. You can put it into the shoe steamer, not to steam it, but to dry out your shoes. That's going to be perfect for the winter. And hopefully there'll be one where bigger boots are available, because I'm in a snowy state, and therefore that always be a problem. So once again, pre-order. You can check it out over at shoesteamer.com. We are here in the Inox Sports and Health section, and I'm checking out this thing called Sync. That's the belt that she's wearing right there. This is for women's health. This is a personalized AI coach This helps with training and precise guidance. It has a pelvic and core recovery and a relief wherever you are. So basically, it's like a compression cuff. It has heat, has a little bit of vibration to it. It's not electrode stimulation like those belts we saw back in the 80s or anything like that. You basically put it on and then you turn it on, and then it's going to determine what's going on. There is an app that shows you, that guides you as to what's going on. That's telling you everything. If it's perfect for relaxing, if you're doing exercise, yoga, or anything like that, you wear this belt, and it will help you on the road to recovery, on the whole road to better health. That is the Sync AI-powered pelvic belts. We have Pavo here. It is a Pilates, foldable Pilates system. Whoa. Hey, she's doing some splits there. But anyway, it's a foldable Pilates system, and it looks pretty lightweight. Foldable intelligent Pilates reformer. You can do this outside. You can put it in your front yard and do your Pilates or anything like that. It's got the reformer straps. It's got the shoulder rests. It's got carriage, the adjustable foot bar. Go ahead and do some Pilates. And a lot more. It's got smart tracker and guided workouts. I'm assuming there's an app involved on this. And of course, compact design, so you can put it underneath your bed, put it underneath your couch or whatever. Launched on Kickstarter, $899 for the early birds. And once again, that is pavofitness.com, pavofitness.com. There you go. We'll try and get in shop and take a look at it. There it goes. Say bye to the Pavo. Bye, Pavo. Bye, Pavo. Oh, we've got here, this is the Farseer, Farseer. It's the RocX, RocX. And the whole idea is they're showing off for birding or something like that, but it's all about the 3-axis gimbal that we have on this unit and this unit right here. So let's say you're doing some birding and you see this rare, I don't know, French bird, and you want to get a good shot, but it's always moving around. In fact, when we went on our cruise back in February, we went through the rainforest, and I was trying to capture birds, and they were flying all around in the trees, so it was really hard to get anything. So having something like the RocX is going to be perfect because it's got auto tracking, it's got a 50x zoom camera module, and a 0.1 auto shoot. It's got 500-gram ultra light and pocket-sized design for one-click operation, and it's AI-assisted intelligent recognition. So it can find birds. You see how that bird's moving around. They actually got a little robot moving. He's controlling it over here as the bird moves around. This is using AI to keep that tracking. Just like I could do that with this camera. We can do this and then, of course, put on different types of cameras because this is a DSLR. So this is meant to get some farther shots. So this is the camera right here that's tracking it, and then this is the camera that's capturing it at this point. And as you can see, it's a great little setup right here. $399 for this one, $799 for this one. They're going to be doing a crowdfund in February, so you can check that out. Once again, this is the RocX, RocX from Farseer. Farseer.cc is where you go to find out more about this great little group multi-access cameras right here. Check this out. This is from Fotostax, and this is basically you remember those old 3D postcards that you used to get where you turn it a little bit and it kind of looks 3D? That's the idea of this thing, but it's going to be using your smartphone and this little guy right here, which then prints out these types of pictures. This is the Fotostax Motion. It does 3D photos, motion photos, flip photos with embed effects and still photos. And it is not out yet. It's going to be on a Kickstarter, and it was $200 to get that. That's going to be coming out very soon. So this is just the prototype model. So basically, you take your phone. Is it Android or iOS? Yes, doesn't matter. They have the app for it. You just slide your phone in there, and then you take the picture. It depends on the phone that you have. If you've got one of the newer iOS models, you just take one picture, and it'll do all the rest. Older phones, you might have to take a couple pictures through the instructions on how to do it, but then end up with these types of photos. Fotostax.com, Fotostax.com. And once again, it's going to be on pre-order, so check it out through the crowdfunds. We saw this unveiled. If you watch my unveiled video, you see this in there. This is basically Glyde, the world's first smart hair clipper. Gives you auto fade, gives you a real-time AI coach, custom look creator, app retractable blade, and trendy style library. That's this thing right here. It gets put right onto the cutter right there. And then we have a couple guards here to make sure that it gets the best haircut possible. Now we have this guy right here that's willing to get his hair cut. No bowl required. He's getting his hair cleaned. Got to make sure that it's not going to have any clumps or anything like that for when it gets cut. And other people have had this done because there is hair on the floor. This is David Watsky from CNET, by the way. Professional. He's putting on the gloves. All right. The funny thing about this is they're having somebody that's never used this before cut his hair. Will it do my beard?
They said they don't do beards yet.
They don't do beards yet. Dang it. So he's prepping right now. And this person right here, Faith. Oh, Faith is cutting your hair. That's awesome. So what he's doing is he's using an app to set up the sizer on the cutter. And then he's got this really fun little extra piece right here.
This is what we call the fake band, where you wear it on the person doing a haircut.
You say fake band or face band?
Fade band. So it's what we use to cut the fades. So our users call it the fade band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So a little bit of combing.
Oh, I'm going to do it.
And he's straightening it out. All right, here we go. There we go. There we go. Oh. 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 Oh, no. Oh. 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 I'm instilling faith. How difficult is it to do by yourself?
It's very easy. Anyone can do it. Anyone can get hands-on in 3 minutes. Finish the haircut, we're taking 15 minutes here. We're going to launch in summer.
Okay.
So during summer, our price points will be around 150 USD to 200 we're speaking there.
Okay, 150 to 200 pre-ordering coming summer of 26.
Yeah, but for pre-order, go into our website, place a $3 deposit, get our product at the lowest price ever, $139.
Oh, if you put down the deposit now?
Yes.
Okay, if you go to their website, it's Glyde there'll probably be tons of videos on this. So, all right, he's getting it trimmed. They got to do the other side, but I think that's where we're gonna go. You can kind of see how that goes. So that's the Glyde hair system, where it has the auto fade, it has the real-time AI coach, and mistake-proof design. So we'll see what happens. I can't wait for the beard version to come out because I'm always trimming my beard. I trimmed it right before here and probably didn't do a great job. Wow, the crazy things that you see at CES, getting your hair cut. Getting your hair cut, that's crazy. But this is what we see down in Eureka Park at the Venetian. Not here because this is the lunch line over here. But lots of innovative products, lots of stuff. And a lot of these things, a lot of these products, these companies have prototypes. They just developed this. They're going to be needing some funding, so they're looking for a VC that's going to help them. They're looking for some company to actually maybe even buy them out, and then they can focus on making the product and finishing it and getting it to market. Lots of different things, just like on Shark Tank. There are people that are going to be looking for all that and going from there. But that's what we see at Eureka Park, and it is always a crowded experience to see what's going on here. And I'm not done yet. We got a lot more at CES. So we can check that out over at Geekazine.com, youtube.com/Geekazine, where you can like, subscribe, and of course that bell notification, which is probably over there or over there, somewhere on that page. So, all right. We got a lot more before the end of CES here, so keep an eye on it. Until next time, you guys geek out and have fun with tech.